Hello everyone, it's Lizzie and welcome to my channel. So today's video is an exciting one and it's one that I said that I was going to do if you've watched my previous videos. So I've decided that I want to do a video of all 4 of my Valentino Donna Born in Romas. I wanted to do one dedicated video just comparing all 4 of these scents together. I have done individual reviews and first impressions, so if you want to see kind of more in-depth videos about each of these fragrances, I will have links in the description box down below, as well as they're also in my fragrance playlist, which will be up here in the cards. But I wanted to do just one video. I did this with my Giorgio Armani Sea fragrances and you guys responded quite well to that, so I wanted to do one video for my Valentino Born in Roma fragrances. So I'm gonna start off with my favorite because I'm biased and it is the Valentino Donna Born in Roma. So this launched in 2019 and it's described as an edgy yet feminine modern floral perfume. So I have the how many mil, this is the 1.7 fluid ounces. I believe it's my second bottle because I love this fragrance so much. So it has top notes of bergamot essence and blackcurrant. It has heart notes of sambac, jasmine tea, as well as base notes of bourbon vanilla. So this is definitely a very kind of fruity vanilla scent. The opening is very sweet and floral with kind of slight woodiness. It's definitely a very safe scent. I love this fragrance and a lot of people do, but I wouldn't say it's, you know, a scent that's extraordinary. Like, it's super safe and I feel like most people, it will work with most people's body chemistry. I would definitely say this is a great spring, summer, daytime kind of fragrance. You could also possibly wear it in the winter too. Apparently it also has similarities to Ariana Grande Sweet Like Candy. I'm not completely sure because I've never smelled that fragrance before. Is it worth the purchase? 100%. I will say this is my favorite out of all of the Valentino Born in Romas. It's fruity, it's sweet, it's vanilla-y, it's floral, it's feminine, it's sexy, it's girly, it's everything I want in a fragrance. And I would say the most prominent notes for me are the bergamot and the blackcurrant in the top notes. And the dry down, I can definitely smell the vanilla coming through. So overall, I absolutely love this fragrance. Like I said multiple times, I have done a more in-depth review, or I believe it was a first impression, so definitely check that out. In terms of longevity, I would definitely say this is very moderate. I wouldn't say it's, you know, the most long wearing, but I would say it lasts I would say around 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours. And I think it depends on the season as well, but overall this is my favorite out of all of the 4 that I'm about to show you guys. The next one is actually the oldest in the group. It's actually one of the newest in my collection, but it's the oldest in terms of when it launched, and this is the original Valentino Donna. So this launched in 2015. It has the top notes of bergamot, the middle notes of Bulgarian rose and iris, and the base notes of patchouli, leather and vanilla. It has the main accords of iris, rose, powdery, leather and vanilla, and the scent type is amber floral. So to me, I've mentioned this in the review that I've done, is that the opening is very much lipstick like. If you know the smell of lipstick, which if you wear lipstick you know what that smell is, this is what this smells like. But it's not bad, if that makes sense. Like, I know most people don't want to smell like lipstick, or, you know, I definitely wouldn't gravitate to a fragrance that smells like lipstick, but this has like a soft powderiness to it, almost lipstick like, and which to me is very unique. And then once it settles down, the middle notes of rose and iris come through, kind of showcasing the sweetness and the powdery elements mixing together. And then there's almost like a nutty warmth to it, but it's very, very subtle. And I think the fragrance has like a nice balance. Like, it's neither super sweet or powdery. It's like a beautiful balance between both. I'd say the sillage is poor, but the longevity is moderate. I would say it lasts not as long as Donna Born in Roma. But it is a really pretty fragrance. I do like it. Would I repurchase it? Probably not, just because I like Donna Born in Roma, but it is really a pretty fragrance, and it's very feminine, very classy. It's given very boss woman, boss lady vibes. There's a sexiness to it, and it's not vulgar, it's not over offensive, it's not, you know, edgy. It's just very feminine and just sweet and ladylike. So that is Valentino Donna, which is the kind of the OG, the one that's been out the longest. And then we have Valentino Donna Coral Fantasy. So this is one of the newer ones, and it launched this year. It has top notes of kiwi accord, the base notes of Indian jasmine and rose accord, and the base notes of musk, amber seeds and absolute accord, and the scent type is floral fruity. So a little different to Donna Born in Roma, as well as the Donna. The main accords are musky, fruity, citrus, rose, floral, tropical and sweet. So the initial spray for this, I've mentioned multiple times, is like a fruity explosion. Think of a fruit salad. Think of all the juicy, citrusy fruits, watermelons, kiwis, lychees, raspberries, blueberries, kiwis. Just, I think I said kiwis already, but just think of all of the most fruity fruits coming together and creating a fragrance. It's literally like they made a fruit salad and just crushed it into liquid, and this is what you get. So if you don't like fruity, you will most likely not like this kind of fragrance. Kind of reminds me of Kayali Eden Juicy Apple. If you've smelled that before, that's also like a fresh burst of fruits and fruitiness, and this definitely reminds me of that. They don't smell the same, but to me they kind of smell similar. It's kind of the same vibe that they both have. Final dry down to me is like a kiwi shampoo, so it has like a clean element to it, but for the most part it is very much fruity. So in comparison to kind of Donna Born in Roma and Donna, I would say Coral Fantasy is definitely the sweetest, the most fruitiest, the most sickly sweet, and the one that I feel like not everyone will love just because it is very, very fruity. Whereas these two, I would say they're sweet and there is fruitiness to it, but it's very, very subtle, and it's not as intoxicating as Coral Fantasy. And last but not least, we have Donna Yello Dream. This fragrance launched last year in 2021. The top note is Italian Primo Fiore, guys. Lemon essence, bergamot essence, lychee accord. The middle notes are rose essence, clean accord, peony accord, and the base notes are cedarwood essence, vanilla essence and white musk. There is a slight sweetness to this, but for the most part this is very very citrusy. Also smells like, you know, flowers, like a bouquet of flowers. This is probably my least favorite out of all of the four. I've done a first impression of this, and if you watch that video you know that I wasn't the most impressed because it just wasn't up my alley. It has like a somewhat clean element to it, but for the most part it is quite floral, citrusy, and I'm not a huge fan of it. I said in that video that it reminded me of like window cleaner, like lemon scented window cleaner. I don't really want to smell like a window cleaner, so I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't think it's something that I will ever repurchase. Like, I would consider repurchasing all those other three, but I definitely will not repurchase this one, and I'd say it's my least favorite out of the other three. I think just comparing them kind of together, I feel like if you like citrusy, more floral, less sweet fragrances, then you can consider Yello Dream. If you like fruity explosions, sweetness, sickly sweet, fruit salads, Coral Fantasy. If you like vanilla-y floral fragrances, definitely Born in Roma. And then if you like more I'd say more soft, feminine floral fragrances that are sweet but also powdery but not sickly sweet, I definitely recommend the original Donna. So those are my thoughts on all four of these fragrances. I've kind of tried to whiz through all of them because I don't want this video to be too long, but let me know your thoughts on them which one is your favorite. Like I said, mine is Born in Roma, Donna Born in Roma. Oh my gosh, their names are so long that I get confused. But yeah, my favorite is Donna Born in Roma, but let me know you guys is your favorite. I'd be interested to see if they come out with any more of the fragrances in this range, and see kind of the differences between them. But my favorite, like I said, and my least favorite, definitely Yellow Dream, is probably the one that I dislike the most. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will have kind of links to where you can purchase these fragrances in the description box down below, and like I said, in my fragrance playlist you can see the reviews and first impressions for each of these fragrances. But I hope you all have a blessed day, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.